Probably not. I'm not getting room in here, really. Shit.
Hey folks, thank you for joining us tonight. You're probably asking, well, what's going on there? First the Sacramento Community Watch intro, and then the Reno News Now intro, and who's this ADHD Auditor? Well, let me introduce you folks. My name is Reno News Now. I also go by the ADHD Auditor, and we're live tonight with the man, the myth, the legend, Sacramento Community Watch. And
hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes. We're kind of here to both kind of discuss what's going on. We finally got the body-worn camera from Tyrant Hoyt. And oh my gosh, folks, you do not even know half the story of what's going on from Sacramento Community Watch's videos that he posted originally. Contrary to what was on the video, he was not actually arrested for interference.
Of course.
But actually resisting a public officer, which we have discussed in at least Reno News Now videos, that the law should be considered unconstitutional. So we got a lot going on here tonight. So one of the things I wanted to do was get Sacramento Community Watch online, and we were finally able to do that. We got him a decent computer, got him a decent internet connection, and now he's finally able to actually produce some good quality stuff coming up here soon. Ain't that right, buddy?
Yeah, give me 1 second, sorry.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take over then. So one of the things that we're going to be kind of doing here recently is we're kind of creating a First Amendment auditing community here in Northern Nevada. We're wanting to educate people. We're wanting to keep our locals accountable. And first, we got to do things the right way, the legal way. And we train, and we want to train any of our new watchmen that we bring on into what to do, how to do it, and make sure that they're well armed and follow everything that we learn from the First Amendment community here on YouTube. And it's, we're growing. We want to help other auditors grow. So, and that's what Sacramento Community Watch is all about. Ain't that right?
Of course. Absolutely.
So, one of the things that we're kind of building here is actually kind of taking a lead from the police as well, especially with our watch commander, detective, and chief investigator on our screens, right? Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, law enforcement all over the globe, of course, especially here in Reno, they all have different ranking systems. So we're going to bring the same thing, is that, showing that not only can police have a ranking system, we can also have a ranking system as well. And we're going to utilize it to the fullest extent.
Right. Yeah. Police use that civilian military ranking system. And to be quite honest, they shouldn't be using it. Me and you both agree that, these ranks go to their heads. They're these, what do you call them? These task force like Scorpion, or, you give police a cool nickname and then they quickly turn it into tyrannical behavior.
Right. Absolutely. Especially here in Reno. And of course, in Sacramento, we haven't been there in a long time, but that's where I'm from. But in Sacramento, they have those same type of ranks. Like they call them the jump out boys, the police that ride around the neighborhoods where they're kind of rough areas and they jump out on people, chase them down, beat them down, and all those type of things. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and it even happens here in our backyard here in Reno. I mean, I recently moved from Reno to Fernley, which is about half an hour from where we both live and work. And there's recently auditing. Oh, his name just escaped my head.
Who is it?
Oh, AFA.
Oh, okay.
Who's AFA? Yeah,
I forgot it. I forgot his.
Yeah, we both forgot AFA. What's AFA? Well, anyways, yeah, AFA wound up covering a story in my backyard, actually, where the bicyclist got detained and they pulled a taser on him. It's just it's stupid. Accountability for all. That's what it is. Accountability for all.
Yeah, we were just talking about that guy earlier today.
Yeah, and I sent you I sent you a screenshot putting Lyon County Sheriff's Office on blast that they have auditors in the yard and they need to review NRS 171.1233.
Yeah, and memorize it because they seem to forget. It's like they overlook those altogether.
And that's kind of one of the things that we're going to kind of cover as we go through this. One thing that both me and you have learned, especially through Chile de Castro and Delete Laws, is that police have an elementary understanding of the law. They have a high school education, and some of these police don't even go through post-secondary education and criminal justice. So they're walking in with an elementary understanding of the law, and they're applying that elementary standard to the law in law enforcement when they should be training themselves on the law, and they don't.
It's like the public is more aware of the law than what they are, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Time and time have we seen, auditor just, verbally annihilate a police officer, knowing the certain ordinance codes and laws better than they do, and it's like super sad.
It is. But we're also giving with the Sacramento Community Watch team. We're giving other people who want to help in the auditing community, who don't want to be as direct, a way of helping us as well. So we're always looking for people. We call them plainclothes watchers. So they kind of sit back and they watch us as we do our thing. So they keep a more indirect approach. We're always looking for researchers helping us build our education model. And we're going
to have drone operators too. We're going to
drone operators. We're needing drone operators if you're willing to help us. So if you guys are willing to help us out, if you're watching this, please, get in contact with us in our contact us section on our channel. So that way we can help you guys out, help us out, and help out the general community as well. So, don't forget, please like, share, and subscribe to these videos, guys.
Yes, please do that, you guys. We appreciate the love and support out there.
Yeah, please get our channel out there, folks. We're going to be covering, again, the body-worn camera of Officer Hoyt of Sacramento Community Watch's first arrest, folks. So, again, let's go ahead and take us through what actually happened that night before you started kicking on your camera.
I had just actually got off work. I had some Chinese food for me and my mom. I love my mom to death. And
Mama Watch. You got to love Mama Watch. Mama Watch is our dispatcher.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's lovely. I love my mom. But I had just got Chinese food. Had just got off work. Made it downtown to where Calneva is, and I noticed a bunch of police cars. So I walked up and I said, "Oh, let me go record. This is what we do. Let's go see what we can get." So I ended up talking to the first vehicle parked on the side of the road. It was Officer Scott Gauthier. And I was like, what's going on? He was like, nah, nothing. You know, we said hi and I kept moving. The second vehicle was operated by Christian Hoyt, the one who arrested me unlawfully. And I asked him, I said, hey, what's going on? He said, nothing. Can you step away from my vehicle? I was like, what?
Oh
I couldn't believe it. I was like, you're telling me to step away from the vehicle for what? He said, I'm on a personal phone call. And I was like, that's unbelievable. You're on a personal phone call and you're telling me to step away from the vehicle that's paid for by the taxpayers. It's not really making sense. So I said, actually, this is our vehicle, the public's vehicle. He said, let me call you back. Hung up the phone, got out, slammed the door, walked around, you know, covered his name tag, holding his vest like this. And that's when it all began.
30 seconds to a civil rights violation there.
Right.
Here's Xander the Educator. He's one of our fellow watchmen on our task force
How you
here.
doing, bro?
How you doing there, bro? Good to see you on our channel. Thanks for joining
Always.
us. Yep, please
Yeah,
again,
we were
like,
just out
share, and
auditing
subscribe.
not too long ago. So
Yeah, I know. It's like I told you, it's like, man, we got a live stream tonight. Don't go doing anything crazy and get arrested again by Tyrant.
nah, they're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it. No. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and get that video going here.
Yeah. We definitely want you guys to see the video if you haven't seen it already.
Live stream. Oh, that's not what I want here. Wait, live stream. There we go. And by the way, folks, this video will be available on our main channels as well. We're just going to do a little bit more producing, and we'll go ahead and get it going.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Sacramento Community Watch. We are in the city of Reno, Nevada, right off of West 2nd Street and North Virginia Street. Looks like we have Reno PD, multiple vehicles. Of course, we're going to walk up and see what's going on. So it looks like we have 5 vehicles so far is what I see. Right here at the Nevadan, Calneva Nevadan Hotel. All those Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah. This is like September, wasn't it?
Yeah. 171 210 371. Vehicle is going to be occupied 1. Hello, how's it going, Gauthier? Pretty good, man. What's going on out here?
What was that?
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, got here.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be additional vehicle 072 200 272. It's going to also be occupied 1 time. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, what's going on out here? Nothing?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing's going on. No law enforcement activity. He was not acting under the color of law. At this point, folks, this officer, until otherwise stated, is a civil servant.
Right.
In my opinion, he's a civil servant first and a police officer second. And yeah, it's just, yeah, let's keep going.
Excuse me? Step away from your vehicle. Okay, this is our vehicle, actually. Yep. The city's vehicle. Hey, did you notice how I looked to the left and to the right? I was like, what? I was at disbelief. Vehicle. Okay. Also,
oh, there goes the body cam.
When you're dealing with public, I'm recording for my safety as well as yours. This is Officer Hoyt with the Reno PD. How you doing?
Is something I can help you with?
No, you jumped out your vehicle. Yeah. I mean, I didn't.
Why are you interfering with our investigation?
Okay, interfering. Okay, so again, I'm going back to high school. High school definition of interfering. Technically, if we were going off of high school, A, B, C, D, E, F, D. Yeah, you would be interfering with the investigation. But again, he's a law enforcement officer. They're not training him within the law. Nevada law, interfering is force or violence or threats thereof. That's what we teach. We teach our watchmen: threats, force, or violence. And that's what the law says. I mean, we can open it up and take a look at it, but I guarantee that's what it's going to say. You are not interfering. You did not threaten him. You did not use force, and you did not use violence.
Right. And other people on the sidewalk. Come on.
Yeah, we're going to point that out here in the video. There's going to be people walking down the sidewalk here. Who, how are you interfering with recording? Again, legal under NRS 171.
Come over.
Oh, did I sent you that?
I got friends, you guys.
Here, hold on a second. Let me. I don't have it uploaded here. Let me see if I can upload it here real quick here. I'll have to bring it up later here. But yeah, I got a picture of him with next to Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yeah. His twin.
His twin, yeah.
That's a physical thing. I'm walking on a public sidewalk recording you during the course of your duties. What are you talking about?
My food in my hand.
Place your hands behind your back.
Okay. His life.
See, again, 30 seconds. He hopped out of his car less than 30 to 45 seconds. I think I've timed this. And he has you arrested.
Right.
For reasonable, his reasonable articulable suspicion is high school interference.
Right. While sitting in a public vehicle.
Yeah.
This is the worst mistake you could ever make.
Look, I just put my Chinese food down on the ground.
First way you put that shit on a public sidewalk. This is not a crime scene. You don't have crime scene paper. This is your mistake.
So right now you are legally detained for interference.
Right.
Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said legally. I'm sorry. Illegally detained for interference. I didn't mean that illegally.
Right. I was about to jump over there where you at.
Illegally. So, yeah, no, at this point, everything that this person, this tyrant at this point does is fruit of the poisonous tree at this point. He has no reasonable articulable suspicion you have committed a crime because you haven't. Let's keep going.
Look at him.
Yeah. 3 other people in his crime scene. Ding, ding, ding. Who are these guys?
They got a pass, though. See the...
They
got a pass.
Ranch Charles, 354, 1 second.
354, 1
That was a horrible mistake. Why would you do that?
See, now here's my whole thing. They have these public radios. And they call you in, and they call you over the radio over these things. All your names and information is displayed all over these radios. Why aren't they articulating the crime over the radio? That's what I want to know. Why aren't they articulating the crime over the radio? Hey, I just got somebody on interference because they were up in front of my car videotaping me. Makes absolutely no sense. We're going to keep going here.
I'm recording on a public sidewalk. There's no tape up. There's other people walking on the sidewalk. Why would you do this?
Yeah, other people walking on the sidewalk. Yep. No crime scene. Other people walking on the sidewalk. Again, he's in a public vehicle with his windows down, open public.
I had to do it. Sorry.
Oh, you had to do it. Yes, we had some people asking if we Broad Angle is asking if he's part of if Xander was part of the Sacramento Community Watch, and is like, yes, we've been out there. You guys have been out there daily. We got tactical vests and stuff too, but we're working on getting badges that say press and such like that. A lot of things that you guys can help us do is to please like, share, and subscribe. Is to keep up, because we do have information on his second arrest as well. And as soon as we can make it public, we'll probably be holding another one of these live streams. So do, guys, please stay tuned, and please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please check our descriptions and click on the links in the bottom of our descriptions here as well. We do have links to CashApp right now. We are not monetized by PayPal, or I'm sorry, YouTube. We're not monetized by YouTube. So CashApp is the best way to, if you would like to donate to us and help support our causes here up in the Northern Nevada area. It does take a lot of time, money, and resources, and we are greatly appreciative to anything that you guys can send our way. Oh, and I forgot to turn this on. There we go, our little ticker banner here.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We got 9 people in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And let other people know that we're going over the body-worn camera of Tyrant Hoyt.
These are people who already subscribed. These is our homies right here.
I need to speak to your lieutenant, please.
Doesn't work like that.
I am live.
Do you have anything in your pockets that can poke me, hurt me, or sick me?
I don't condone any searches or seizures.
Yeah, send us money on CashApp so we can feed Xander, guys. He's a hungry boy.
This is a horrible mistake, dude. Horrible. So now the officer's checking me.
This is a horrible
Who are you
mistake.
talking to?
My lights turned.
I stopped it.
Okay, guys, did you hear that?
Oh, you stopped it. You're so smart, officer.
So this officer violated NRS 171.1233, guys. Oh my God. I want to point this out. This is what me and Sacramento Community Watch go over all the time here. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, first of all, guys, I want to point out that I am not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice, folks. Okay, so I want to point that out there. First of all, I'd like to talk about protective laws, and this is what we operate under, the First Amendment. So anything underlined here is basically switched out here with religion. So Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of the press or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Again, anything underlined here can be replaced with religion, and Congress can make no. Let's see the press there. So we're going to go here to NRS 171.1233 here. Any person who is not under arrest or in the custody of a peace officer may record a law enforcement activity and maintain custody and control of that recording and property or instruments used by the person to record law enforcement activity. That means what Sacramento Community Watch was doing up in front of that cop car was 100% legal. Absolutely no right to tell him to get away from that car. If he wanted his privacy, you have to create it. You have to roll that window up, Officer Hoyt. No, sorry, Tyrant Hoyt. You got to roll that window up.
What's his badge number again?
It'll be in the video.
It's going to show in the video.
Yeah, it's going to show in the video. It's also in the title screen too. So yeah, exactly, Broad Angle. Who is your manager? You need to keep watching to this video. Eventually, we're going to get to that. You know, where's your manager? Who's your supervisor? Where is he? What's going on? Those questions are going to be asked, and watch this tyrant's response. It's just so stupid. No, you went too far here. I wasn't done here. It says, okay, now here's the next stop. A person who is under arrest or in the custody of a peace officer does not, by this status alone, forfeit the right to have any such recordings, property, instruments maintained and returned to him or her. That means that they're not allowed to turn it off if they detain you. The First Amendment says they're not allowed to detain you if you turn it off either. You're not supposed to turn off an auditor's camera. If somebody's recording the police, you're not allowed to turn it off. That Attorney Shield, that Long Island Audit, and Lackluster have gotten together and built. Please subscribe to that. It's attorneyshield.com. This is not a paid endorsement by any means, but their software is coming out towards the end of this March, and basically it gives you access to an attorney right then and there if you ever get pulled over by a cop. Boom. Delete laws. Download or go get his trifold and the 5A cop cards. We use that in our training and carry it around with what I call a qualified immunity buster, folks. So definitely have those on hand. It's worth it. Even though you may not agree with their politics, the legal advice is sound. Okay, folks, it truly is. So, but again, this subsection also, this is what I want to point out to everybody as well, and me and Sacramento are very well aware of this. This subsection must not be construed to authorize a person to engage in actions that interfere or obstruct a law enforcement activity or otherwise violate any other law in an effort to record law enforcement activity. So what that means is when we are exercising under this law, we know we cannot willfully interfere with a law enforcement officer.
Right.
And we have no intention of interfering with any officer whatsoever.
Right.
As a matter of fact, when I go up to cop cars, even if they're unattended, I have my hand behind my back, especially when it's unattended. If there's somebody in the car, I keep my hand out. But when it's unattended, I keep my hand behind my back. So that way they say I'm trying not to reach out because I got my gimbal in my other hand.
I want to walk.
Yeah, so I don't want them to go as like, oh, well, you're trying to get into break into my car.
Stupid. I'm just saying. Law enforcement always want to control how you walk and how you conduct yourself and handle. Keep your hands out of your pocket. No, you keep your hands out of your pocket. Don't you have all this weaponry on your body? Like, come on now.
Well, I tell you what, you keep your hand off of your gun, and I'll keep my hand out of my fucking pocket.
Deal.
So yeah, let's get back to the video. So let's
you stopped my live stream? Wow.
All right, take a seat.
Wow, I can't believe you did that, dude.
Take a seat right here.
I can't believe you. I don't want to sit down.
I told you to sit down.
So just to clarify, I didn't want to sit down because it was very pissy right there, and I knew that there was piss on the ground, and you're not going to have me sit on the ground and humiliate me in front of nobody. Sorry.
I don't have to sit down.
I told you to sit down.
And just to point out too, I mean, the roads kind of look wet, like it might have rained that night. I'm not 100% sure.
No, it was completely dry, but still, look at those corners. Those corners are.
That's a homeless. Excuse me. Yeah, we have a little bit of a homeless problem here up in northern Nevada, up here in Reno, and downtown at night, if there's nothing going on like the crawls or anything like that, they wind up. Homeless will wind up camping out in little hidey holes, like he was going to push him into and have him sit down.
Right. Lawfully detained me anyways.
So yeah, he's illegally detained anyways, and I've seen this one auditor recently where he was like, "No, you're going to have to force me into the back of the car if you want me to get in the car." When he was claiming he was trespassing on a public property.
Look at my eyes. I'm like in my eyes. It looks like total like disbelief.
Yeah, no, this whole thing is just downright stupid. But yeah, there's no reason for you to sit down. I mean, and if he wanted to. He could have had you sit in the back of the, just kind of lean up against the back of the car, or have you lean up against his bumper. But yeah, I agree with you.
I just got off work. I had just got off work, so to sit down on the ground, I'm not doing all that. I had just worked a 10-hour shift. You want me to sit on the ground? Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're on your feet 10 hours a day, not sitting behind the wheel of a cop car,
right.
You don't want to sit down until you're ready to sit down.
I know I don't. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, let's keep going.
Why would I have to sit down?
Now you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest?
Okay, so now you're under arrest because you resisted an officer.
Right.
He's going to explain that. He's going to try explaining that here.
Resisted.
Oh, and then also you have conspiracy now by Auditor. Conspiracy of deprivation of rights.
You know what I was I was recording him while he was in his car. That's nothing. That's not against the law.
Okay, so now he's putting you in the back of your car, in the back of his car, which he could have done rather than dragging you over there. He wanted to drag you over there. He wanted you to tell him no, so that way he could charge you with resisting.
Yeah, he wanted to humiliate me in front of other people on the sidewalk. We've seen the other 3 people walking on the sidewalk.
So I want to let him explain the resisting here, and then I want to bring up the law here.
You should know that. I've already talked to your sergeant.
Actually, sit back up.
I've already talked to your sergeant.
That's cool. Stand right here.
Okay. Go this route. There will be litigation.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. Good for the city.
That's good.
Because you're wasting tax dollars. Stopping a First Amendment activity. You can't condone that as a unlawful activity. You know that, right?
Explain all that to the judge.
Okay.
Explain all that to the judge.
To the judge. Explain all that
Explain all that
judge.
to the judge. Again,
Explain all that to the judge.
he's using a high school definition. Let's go ahead. I want to get into this actually. So, officer's claim versus actual laws here that I set up here. So, interfering, like we discussed before, interfering with a public officer is under NRS 197.090, except under circumstances where a greater penalty is provided under NRS 200-481. Any person who, by any means of any threat, force, or violence, attempts to deter or prevent an execution of administrative officer in performing the duty imposed on the officer by law, who knowingly resists by force or violence any executive administrative officer in the performance of the officer's duty is guilty of a gross misdemeanor. So again, I simplified it earlier: threats, force, and violence. Force or violence or threats thereof. That's how I explain it. That's exactly what this states. And there's nothing wrong with this law that I can see, other than the officer, or I'm sorry, I keep calling him officer, Tyrant Hoyt. Tyrant Hoyt taking the elementary school definition of interfering, which is, oh, you're causing me to have ADD and I need to... I have ADHD. What was that?
I need backup.
I need backup, yeah. So, and then here's resisting. And this is why I say this is an unconstitutional law. This law has to go. Any person who, in case of any circumstances, okay, so that is such a wide range. They have strucken down vaguely unconstitutional laws like this before, and I'm surprised they haven't yet. And the only case that I can figure out that has ever come that close, he still wound up interfering and got in between somebody, the cop, and what was going on. So we've never gotten in between anybody. And we don't ever intend to. Again,
never.
Yeah, so willfully resists, delays, or obstruct a public officer in discharging or attempt to discharge any legal duty of his or her office shall be punished. So again, legal duty of his or her office. Legal duty of his or her office. A lot of them take that to be, I'm in a clown costume. I'm telling you what to do. If you don't do it, you're under arrest. Because to them, a lawful order is anything that comes out of a law enforcement officer's mouth and not backed by the color of law. That's what I've been seeing online, you know. And then again, where a firearm is used, dangerous weapon, but again, you didn't have any of those things. So where no dangerous weapon is used, it's a misdemeanor to a delay or obstruction or delay for a misdemeanor. Again, isn't that just BS?
A lot of BS.
To your YouTube followers or whatever you want. I don't care.
Your YouTube followers, I don't care. You're going to care. Yeah, you're going to get in trouble for this. You did.
Right, exactly. That's how a lot of officers think. They have in their head that, oh, you know, I'm above the law.
Scott, will you grab that?
And I'd like to speak to your sergeant as well, please.
Okay, first request to speak to a sergeant. Well, take a little pause here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, folks. Thank you.
You can speak to him when you get out of jail. You can call him.
Oh, so when you get out of jail, you can call him.
Yeah,
how is that from customer service from a civil servant? Mind you, he's still a civil servant. You haven't broken any laws.
Yeah, exactly. He's such a nice guy.
Well, and you know, again, it's not in their policy to call a supervisor when one is requested when it should be. And it's not in their policy to identify themselves when asked, as it should be. Again, they have bad policies at the RPD, as we have found out.
I'm so glad I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
I'm just getting off work this afternoon. And I have to go to work tomorrow. Just be aware of that.
Yeah, I don't really care about that.
You don't really care about that?
I don't really care about that.
Your body scan rolling?
Yeah. See how it's red and blinking?
Wow. Boy.
It's staying for the public.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have dispensary packaging for this?
Look at that. Dispensary packaging.
So I'm gonna let people know here again. Elementary school knowledge. There is no law that says that you have to have it in the dispensary packaging after you purchase it. It is recommended that you have it while traveling, but there's nothing requiring it that you have it on you on your person, especially since it's become open to the public. It's become decriminalized here in Nevada. And medical marijuana, you will basically get a tax discount. But again, high school knowledge, and they don't teach them the law in law enforcement.
Dispensary what?
Packaging for this marijuana?
Do I have dispensary packaging?
Yeah, because this is illegal without dispensary packaging.
Oh,
Ooh.
I didn't know that.
Mind you, he didn't say anything about that in the citation or whatever you wrote.
Yeah, again, it's fruit of the poisonous tree at this point. I mean, anything that he finds on you because he didn't have reasonable articulable suspicion to detain you, therefore he didn't have reason to tell you what to do, to go sit down over there. He should have never have cuffed you. Then you wouldn't have had a resisting charge, and therefore he wouldn't have had to search your pockets because it's an illegal search and seizure.
Right.
Yeah.
Did so many things wrong, and all they get is a slap on the wrist.
But I have two pins on my chest, writing pins.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh, no problem.
In reality, I should be checking. I should have been checking him. I should have been patting him.
Those are your feet for him?
Pockets.
Oh yeah, no, and to be quite honest, and I would love to see this pass as a law where if an officer commits a crime in front of another officer, that officer has to arrest him. Otherwise, he's complicit in a crime as well. It needs to be clearly stated that, because Officer Gordier should have gone, okay, why did you arrest him? Why did you detain him in the first place? That is not reasonable. Yeah, Gauthier, yeah. And even if you go back to accountabilities for all, when they was doing the Lyons County Sheriff out here, asking for the same thing happened, asking for a supervisor. You can talk to one whenever you get to jail. That kind of bullshit has got to stop. And going back even as far as another officer kills somebody like Derek Chauvin and Floyd, where Chauvin should have been arrested by all those other cops right then and there. He shouldn't have been gone off scot-free. He should have been arrested for killing that man.
Stephon Clark.
Yeah. It's just there's all kinds of things where it's always let's cover it up rather than arresting the criminal, even if he's a cop. It doesn't make no sense. It's just, again, it's that whole blue line mentality. It's a wide canyon. It's not a thin blue line.
Right.
And Sacramento, he just wanted to fill you up. Why didn't you just let him fill you up from the beginning?
Yeah, I'm looking at the pat down technique, and because I'm former TSA, his pat down technique is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he needs to go back to class. He needs to go back to the law enforcement school. Yeah. The jackboot thug pig school again. Yes, he does.
Oh, shit.
Shout out to Delete Laws, by the way, in case you're watching.
I was about to say that, too. And shout out to San Joaquin Valley Transparency, Barry Transparency. Who else we have out there?
Long Island Audit. Shout out to you, man.
All right, go ahead and take a seat, sir.
All right.
We sent it out to AFA.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, AFA wants to come out here to Reno out here to Fernley because of what happened. He did mention that on the live stream. I sent him out an email. I think I CC'd you on it as well.
That'd be awesome. We can all get together.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, but I would hate to go out to just so people know, here in Lyon County.
Shout out to Xander the Educator.
Yes, shout out to Xander the Educator. Yeah. Here in Lyon County, where I live, Fernley's at the very top northern end of Lyon County, and Urington is our county capital.
Yeah.
Our county seat is where Urington is. So you have to drive almost an hour just to get to the sheriff's department and the jail from where I live. So, that I'm very careful what I do in my own backyard. So I would love to have some heavy hitters out here to, really help, get these tyrants under control.
True. Yeah.
Can you spell this on the floorboard for me?
He just throws your stuff on the floorboard.
Yeah, on the floor. I know the floorboard. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he throws your phone on the floor too.
I'm looking at the time right now. We started this thing kind of late, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Really
RPD missed a 12-inch stealth knife on a bat search.
Wow. Of course, Andrew. Of course. Probably get away with a C4 too.
Here, let me get a little bag.
You want to kind of skip through some of this?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going camping or what.
Well, he's pulling out a bag to throw all your cash in.
Right, but I seen the.
So
the
yeah, here's Officer Christian Hoyt. Here, let me turn off the logo here real quick. Yeah, 15782. And folks, if again, we urge you guys to exercise your First Amendment rights, but please do so responsibly. If you do feel that you would like to make a complaint, it is your right as a American to redress your grievances with your government, but please do so responsibly. We do not condone any acts of violence or threats thereof. Please do so responsibly.
Whatsoever.
The First Amendment is a double-edged sword, folks. You got to know how to use it and use it responsibly.
And when to use it.
And that's something that.
So what's your last name?
Here we go. That's something you learned awfully quickly here because.
Obstructing or resisting a peace officer. How do you spell
Obstruct. What did I obstruct?
country?
Yeah. How did I obstruct though? There's no.
Okay, so he said resisting and obstructing a police officer. There is no resisting and obstructing a police officer. There is no statute in Nevada resisting and obstructing a police officer.
No crime scene tape. There's people walking on the sidewalk all around.
What's your first name?
I'm confused by that. Can I speak to your sergeant?
No.
Okay, second time. He's asked for sergeant.
Can I speak to your sergeant?
Yeah, and again, you know what to do next time because you're gonna say the Fifth Amendment and keep your trap shut next time this happens, aren't you?
What's your?
I'm under a lot of stress because I think that I do actually have ADHD as well, but because I was under so much stress, I couldn't help but to keep, conversation.
Oh, yeah, I'm like that too. I am overly polite to these people sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
And mind you, like I've mentioned on my channel, I have 4 gaming licenses, and those gaming licenses are taken care of by people like him who are retiring.
Right.
And who are they going to believe if a report comes across that somebody with a gaming license got arrested for resisting and obstructing or interfering with a police officer?
Right.
They're going to believe them before they believe me whenever I turn over and even if I have evidence. So I always have to take a step back more than you and Xander do.
Date of birth. What's your social?
And guys, we ask that if you do get these public records, that you please mute out the information that we're muting out as well. Please respect Sacramento community's privacy as much as possible, even though this is public information. Again, we're showing we're being transparent and showing when we're muting the audio.
I don't mind you recording me. As a matter of fact, I think I remember. Were you over when we found the stolen car over on Wells?
And the thing is, I want to cut this off, but
I hit it too.
I've already worked in public, servants capacity too as well, 3 times. So I mean, my name is already,
Well, yeah, and because I have gaming licenses, depending on which jurisdiction they're in, you can actually public record search those as well.
See,
if you know my information. So again, some things are public information, and we like to keep things a little private here on the channels as well, because we do respect other people's privacy as well when we can.
absolutely.
I don't mind you recording us.
Oh, and then here we go. Julia Freilich of the RPD is now interfering with his investigation.
It's when you're in my window when I'm trying to have a private conversation with someone on the phone.
He still
You won't
answers
step
the
away
phone.
after I
Okay. No, he's explaining himself again. Okay, I want to back it up here. I'm sorry, we were talking over him. I'm going to back this up, and he's going to explain why he arrested him.
I did not break the law at all whatsoever. I record you guys all the time.
I don't mind you recording me. As a matter of fact, I think I remember. Were you over when we found the stolen car over on Wells?
Look, I just want to let you see something. Look, notice when he answers the phone, he's going to answer it and still be trying to explain to me like he's trying to scold me in front of her over the phone while she's on. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Watch this.
I don't mind you recording us. It's when you're in my window when I'm trying to have a private conversation with someone on the phone, and you won't step away after I told you multiple times to walk away. And then when I try and tell you to sit on the curb and I try and detain you peacefully, and then you refuse to follow my commands, that's why you're under arrest.
Okay, so because you were at his window using the plain view doctrine and recording him under NRS 171.1233, you were interfering with his investigation because he was on a private phone call in public with his windows down in public
while nothing was going on. Right.
And that's why he detained you. Where is that in the NRS code? It's not in the NRS code. And then because you would not sit down, you were resisting a public officer. Right. And that's why you were arrested. Right. Absolutely utter BS. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
Hey, what's up?
So
no, I'm good.
Nothing.
Now he's going to have this conversation with Julia Freilich for a little while.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to you later. Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Can we just start over? If you
and mind you, he walked away. He turned his back to you.
Mm-hmm.
He left you in a cop car with torture cuffs on in the back of your vehicle, and your back was turned.
Slave patrol
His back was turned. And you weren't even strapped in. Yeah. It's just utterly stupid. There was no threat, force, or violence. This guy needs to be fired. He needs to work security at a shoe show.
No, he needs to be working at the local Popeye's Chicken. Not only that, notice how right now I'm going to actually try to apologize to the officer, because I did have to go to work the next morning, and he still wasn't even, I said, can we start over? Can we have a conversation? And he still denies, no, you're going to jail. You're not, don't worry about going to work.
I've recorded him, and he's very cordial with it.
Yeah, I have no problem with recording. But just like if you were...
See, I have no problem recording, except you're too close. I have my window down. Oh my God.
Look at his hand, though. Look at his directing hand. I have no problem with you being over here by my car, like, dude.
He had a thing out for you. He wanted you to go to jail.
Yeah.
If you were the press and you came out with the camera, I'd have no problem with that.
Excuse me. He is the press.
I am the press.
First Amendment protected activity. He is the press.
It's like the press. I told you, hey, you need to step back. I can't have you in my face, right?
The press ain't listening to you either. They ain't gonna step back. If you tell them to step back and there's nothing going on and you want them to still step back, you're gonna be the story.
And you need to establish a clear crime scene.
You understand that? Right. So I asked you several times to step away, and you said no.
I was wanting to ask you questions.
False. He asked you once to step back.
Exactly. So Tello lied about that too. I actually just told him to step back 3 times and blah, blah, blah. I told him to step back 19 times. I told him, dude.
You were out in the middle of the street doing a song and dance, and then you were obstructing traffic, non-existent traffic.
Right.
Oh, no, I said, is there something I can help you with? And you said, no, oh, this is actually my car, blah, blah, blah. And then I said,
oh, no, you never said it was your car.
I said, this is our car.
Our car. This is the people's car.
Exactly what I said.
I detained you in handcuffs. You said
illegally.
You said it's our car. And then I tried to...
Oh, there he got it right. It's our car, yes. You're right, officer. It's our car.
So you just sit down, which is a lawful command when you're being detained.
Why would you detain me, though? I didn't do anything
Okay,
wrong.
I'm not going to have this conversation with you.
Because he's
Yeah,
going
because
to
there's no
lose.
conversation you can have. You lost. You've been lost.
You lost by default. You lost the moment you put his hands on him. It was assault.
Right.
Well, can we just start over?
No, there's no straight. You're under arrest.
I have to go to work tomorrow.
Illegal
You're
detainment.
not going to work now. Look and turn that way so you can put your seatbelt down.
Okay, and now he puts a seatbelt on after he had a
Not gonna
private
work
call
now.
in public with Julia Freilich.
Who would say that? You're not going to work now. What type of person would say that to somebody?
Oh, you would after you get him off the force and get his badge.
Right.
Now he buckles you in. Now he closes the door.
He thinks he's a hot shot for this one, guys. Superman. Dun, 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 dun.
Mind you, I have this at 8 times speed, folks. I'm going to take away the brand for a little while here because I didn't factor that in. Look at how long it's taken him to write out this BS.
Yeah, because he was looking on his phone for codes and stuff, NRS codes.
Yeah, again, because he doesn't know the law, and then he's going to try to apply a BL. Well, like, which law should I apply? Should I apply interfering or should I apply resisting? Interfering or resisting? Oh, which one is it? Oh, I can't get him on both. Can I get him on both? No, I can't get him on interfering. He didn't use threats, force, or violence. So I got to get him on resisting because I had him illegally detained on interference.
Yeah.
Oops.
Did you know you're supposed to have this? Did you know you're supposed to have this weed in the dispensary package?
He's probably looking that up too.
Huh?
Yeah, he was looking for that one too. I bet you. You know what? Next time you're in the back, or any of us are in the back of a cop car, we need to ask, "What you doing, officer? What you doing, officer? What you doing, officer?" You know, play that annoying child in the back of the car. He's like, do you know you're breaking the law, officer? Do you know NRS 171.1233? Do you
start hitting some vocals in the back seat, singing Whitney Houston or something? You know what I'm saying? They be real irritated then. They'll transport you real quick.
Okay, so now here's where you ask the good important questions here.
So isn't obstruction like a physical thing? Like
No.
when there's a crime scene?
It's defined as literally anything that places a delay in the lawful duties of a public officer's in the duties of the public officer's office.
But yeah.
Okay, so again, I want to point out there is no obstruction. There's interference and resisting. There is no obstruction charges. It's interfering with a police officer and resisting an officer. And again, there is no resisting arrest here in Northern Nevada. There is nothing that says if you're detained and they're trying to detain you and you resist. It's just literally resisting an officer. There is no resisting arrest. It's not a secondary charge. It can be a primary charge.
Right.
But again, we're gonna flash back here.
What's going on out here? Nothing?
Nothing.
Or something along those lines.
You said that you was on a personal phone call.
No, I was on a phone call with Calneva about the investigation that we're going.
Oh, you said personal, so when you
No, I said a private.
Private.
It's different.
private, right? But you're a public officer, so
Okay.
a private.
Okay.
A public officer in public, in plain view doctrine, with his window down, anything that could be seen in public, he can't be trespassed. Again, he does elementary school application of the law.
Call will have to be done in the private. And
This
you
is
have
not.
to-
My car is considered private.
No, it's not.
Am I allowed to break into your car and do whatever I want in your car?
Okay, did you
That's
break
a
into his
private
car?
vehicle. POV is a personal operating vehicle. What is he talking about?
And did you break into his car?
Yeah, I did.
When did you break into his car?
Last week on Tuesday.
Last week on Tuesday?
Yep, at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Okay.
This is some slow shit. Why would you say that? Dude, I don't know.
Again, he's applying hypothetical to the law.
This is the public's car, though. That's
This
what
is
I
not
was
the
saying.
public's car.
Yes, it is.
Whose
The
is
police
it?
car?
The
That's
public
correct.
pays for this vehicle.
So do you think that I would arrest somebody if they were to get in my car without my permission?
Now, did you try to get into his car without his permission?
He sounds so entitled.
Did he try to get into your car without? Did you try to get into his car without permission, Sacramento? I don't think
He should be driving an ice cream truck.
Well, you have to.
Right.
But I didn't get into your car. I was
But my
reporting
point
to the
is that it
public.
doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to any random person that walks down
It
the road.
belongs to us as the public, though.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Oh my God! When are these idiots going to get into their head? They're civil servants. They drive around in public vehicles. They are a civil servant first and an officer second. They only become law enforcement officers when there's a commission of a crime.
They forgot.
Otherwise, they're glorified record keepers. If somebody comes and breaks into your home, they're not going to go actually. More times than often than not, they're not going to actually find the criminal who breaks into your home. They're going to come in and be a record keeper for your insurance company.
Right.
A professional.
Right. You can explain that to the judge.
Okay.
You can explain that to the judge. Second time you said that.
I'm surprised you don't know that.
I'm not surprised that you don't.
And I'm surprised he doesn't know the law.
No, listen, that attitude. You hear him? You hear that attitude? I'm surprised that you don't. Dude, you know
Well,
what?
that's why I did the title screen with the thought bubble design. I'm surprised I didn't know that.
And you know what? We have a surprise for everybody that is actually watching. At the end of this, we're going to actually tell you what happened at the end of all of this. And you're going to be quite surprised if you already.
And we're going to give you an update on the court case that you wound up filing, and we're going to let people know what's going on there.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but yeah,
Absolutely.
stick around, guys. Like, share, and subscribe.
You have the right to remain silent. That means shut up.
You wanted to speed it up, and I did it for you. 20 times speed, guys. That's how long he had him in the back of the car.
Yeah, I was tired as hell. I kept falling asleep.
He's driving. Mind you, he's spent 10 hours at work before getting arrested.
I was super tired.
So they're taking him to the Washoe County Sheriff's Office, guys.
Yes.
That's what's happening here.
You guys, they took me to Parr Jail, Washoe County.
Yeah. Any crimes that happen in Washoe County, they take everybody to the Washoe County Jail. It doesn't matter where in the county you're going. If you're arrested and they want to take you to jail, you're going to Washoe County. Getting rifling through all your stuff.
You what now?
That's when he threw away my Chinese food for me and my mom. So wrong. I spent almost $40 on that food.
Yeah, he stole your dinner, and then he took you into the Washoe County Jail, and we'll get into that too, and what they fed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Look at the Sparks PD vehicle.
So I'm being arrested for
You know, Sparks PD has a lot of people there.
ONR.
Prisoner intake.
Is that what I told you earlier?
Oh, I believe that's what you said. ONR.
Again, you were asking what you were being arrested for. He said
Why don't you fix your fucking attitude? How about that? Wait.
Go and take a seat.
And then the nursing nurse is going to check you out.
Yeah, see, why is your blood pressure so high? Because of him?
Because I was illegally arrested.
Right. And if I can remember, Hoyt's like 4'1".
It's always what I call the short stuffs that have something to prove.
No, he's probably like really 5'8".
Even still, they think they got something to prove.
Yeah.
No.
Just to just
He's going through all of that paperwork signing for someone who did not commit a crime, who hasn't broken the law.
And just to point out, at this point, he's creating false records. I mean, anything he claims he's done is basically he's lying on an official police report. He's already violated your rights 20 times over, a few times.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. I'm like,
what was it?
horrible.
No.
I was still in disbelief.
And folks, you'll notice that they keep blurring all the police officers' faces out, not everybody else's. And they're claiming under some FOIA law where their likeness is, they're allowed to blur out their images because of their likeness due to the Nevada Open Records Act, or NORA as we call it, or generic FOIA. We had an argument once with the clerk. It's not a FOIA, it's Nevada records. It's like, well, whatever. It's the same darn thing. You all follow the same basic rules. Come on, geez.
Right.
Well, ask him why my blood pressure is high. He's unlawful.
Why is his blood pressure high?
I'm just gonna vote again. Just
okay, now. Sure.
So
I just thought of something.
Right.
They violated HIPAA. They just violated HIPAA with this Open Records Act.
Oh, because they played this video has all this.
This is personal medical information. I just realized that. I'm so sorry. I meant to we should have cut this out. This is HIPAA violation on their part. She just basically on an open camera, they basically said, "Why is your blood pressure so high?"
Oh yeah.
They violated. We need to get in touch with the Attorney General.
COVID symptoms, you have vaccines.
No.
Do you have medical insurance? You know what it is?
What is it? Oh yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
But what
all
else
your
is
medical information?
It's not good. Or
And any suicidal thoughts?
No.
Anything like that in the past?
suicidal? Hell no.
No.
And what's your
You
preference?
slow lady.
You're okay with this being published, I'm assuming.
No, I don't care. Yeah.
But again, they violated HIPAA.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And this is a medical record at this point.
Why'd you do all it?
Why'd you do it?
I'm actually a good guy. You didn't I don't know why you would do that, but yes, it's all on you, right? Qualified immunity goes out the window. Violating somebody's rights too. Just to let you know, right?
Out the window.
Oh, and just so people are aware too, on our live stream, Nevada does not have state qualified immunity. So his qualified immunity has been gone the moment he stepped out of the truck here in the state of Nevada. But as soon as he touched Sacramento Community Watch, his qualified immunity was gone because he did not have reasonable articulable suspicion that he committed a crime.
Guess you think you're cool. So
Again, all in the court of public opinion. But we hope to prove it in the court of law.
Can we read the sign on the background, please? Prisoners must remain cuffed
at all times.
Who wrote that? Prisoners must remain cuffed at all times. Who put that up there?
We need to give them the word torture in a hyphen. Prisoners must remain torture cuffed at all times.
Right. Or prisoners must remain tortured at all times.
Now, my question is if they arrested a Tyrant Piggy who deserved to be arrested, would they have him in torture cuffs right now?
Hell no.
9 states. No, they wouldn't. I guarantee you they wouldn't. And I bet you Chili DeCastro would agree with me as well.
I know a lot of people that they need to arrest. I can give them a whole list.
Now, and I want to be quite clear here, folks. Is I respect law enforcement. I have family members
absolutely.
who are in law enforcement, and I have not personally audited them, but I would pray to God that if they got audited, they would pass with flying colors. Okay, because I believe in them and what they do. But when you get turned a tyrant and then eventually jackboot thug pig, because we reserve that one for that chill. I hate that term, but it's appropriate at times. Hoyt is that jackboot thug pig. Shout out to Chili DeCastro and Delete Laws.
Is it still high?
He's past tyrant status at this point.
Exactly. It's tier 12.
If you're too afraid to get your supervisor, you're a jackboot thug pig.
Right.
Tyrant tiers.
I remember seeing that guy walk in.
It's high
Right
because
there.
of him. He arrested me for no reason. Who did? And he didn't let me talk to the sergeant.
Thank you.
Look, they don't care.
Don't care. You reported a crime to an officer. Didn't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just process you on through there.
And what was it? It was Santa Claus. We tried reporting Hoyt for criminal misconduct, and we had an officer who was halfway interested until somebody kind of had an accident behind us.
Yeah, he was slightly interested.
He was slightly interested, and it's just like he lost all interested because of public safety.
Mm-hmm. Look at that sign right there. If EMT not present, please. I mean, they just put up.
Yeah, EMT numbers all over the place.
Deputies.
They got it. That red sign. If for assistance dial EMT or this or central control. If EMT not present, call this. And then above the phone again, if EMT is not present, call, stop. And then we got all the little piggy tyrant flags going right down the line here of everybody swapping their stars as people come and get people from other departments and other jurisdictions. Their little pride flags.
They got their little stamped on the table near the phone with the freaking stapler. I mean, they just got a little desk right there ready to process people as quick as possible. Let's get them in, bang, bang, thank you, ma'am. Put them in the cell. Let's hurry up, process them, blah, 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 blah.
And they're overcrowded to begin with. To begin with. Oh, look at that little tyrant parade going down there.
Right.
Look at all those. Oh, geez.
Stand up. Yep. I'll walk down here.
So now he's going to go throw you in a little cell here. Remind you guys keep watching. They keep blurring all the tyrant faces out. So then they're going to take you into this little processing room.
Hey, just to look. Notice all public or police officers in there. They are all RPD, and they all want their faces blurred out. For what?
No.
You guys hiding.
No, they think they can hide those faces under the Open Records Act. They hide them on
officers though.
I know they're public officers, but they're lying heavily on a part of the statute that says or likeness. They don't have to reveal their likeness, so they blur them out. But wow. But your second way, we got the body cam. We got the body cam footage where nothing's blurred out, and we can't wait to show that. But we're holding off on that. We have more to come on that. Let's go ahead and keep playing. Inmates not monitor on the little door there. So you could have a heart attack in there. Nobody would ever know until they come and got you.
Yep.
Hi there, how are you?
Oh, TC, temporary, torture central. I had something, I lost it.
Any help with any of that?
No, just logging orders.
You know what her name is?
They're having a field day in there.
He sits in his car all day. He gets out, he arrests you. He sits down at the sheriff's office all day. Overtime.
We have to sit down and do nothing.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was getting paid overtime right now. I would not be surprised. I think this is where he gets up and mutes the body cam.
DUI?
Yeah, of course. They're so quick to mute the body camera. So quick, like damn. My body camera.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty.
So I'm going to turn down the volume on this just a little bit here, so we can talk over it now. See, in my opinion, at this point, it's destruction of evidence. If this ever happens again, we need to tell the police officers not to mute their body cams. That
Right.
if they do it, would be considered destruction of evidence.
It only looks like they're hiding something. That's what it looks like. They're hiding something.
Right, he's sitting there gloating with all his fellow officers. Man, this guy came up to my window and he told me, and I told him to step back, and he didn't. So
Yeah, and I straight up told him, dude. I put him right in cuffs, dude. I totally just totally took him to jail, dude. And yeah. We know what goes on.
That's what he's doing. You know, it's just so stupid, and none of these people that he's telling this story to are going, wait, no, this don't make sense. You shouldn't have done that. You're wrong. You need to be in that cell.
Not me.
You need to let him out, and you need to go sit in that cell, officer.
And think about it.
I want a good cop who will arrest another cop as soon as they commit a crime.
Right. And look how long this is. Like,
and you see these guys here? Again, all public workers, they didn't blur out any of their faces. They weren't anything to do with this, but all the cops' faces are blurred.
RPD always blurs their faces.
No, folks, I was going to try to blur these guys' faces out, but I decided rather just to speed it up and have them get in and out as quickly as possible when we did this. I mean, I didn't have time to have my AI go through and blur these people's faces out.
It looked like they're having so much fun processing people. You know, when I used to process people when I worked TSA, it was nothing like this. You know?
Oh, yeah. Again, this is 8 times the speed. We're almost done here, folks. As soon as they pull them out here, they're going to take them to another area, and it cuts off. Overtime. And here we go. And here's your picture.
Yeah, y'all sure did cheese. Sure did.
He's still here.
See, and everything that he does through this door here is blurred out. Don't know why.
You know what he said? When I said, Doctor, you're still here? He said, yep, I'm still here. Your favorite person. Let's go back a little bit.
I turned up the volume.
Favorite person.
I said, who?
Yeah,
Yours?
Oh, yeah. Copy that.
Hey, how you doing?
Stand against this
Pretty
platform,
good.
please. Separate your feet.
So lawful unrest, but you know.
Yeah.
Just stay right there.
I slid for Hoyt real quick.
Oh, no.
We were pushing for about an hour and a half. We're about an hour and 15 now.
Yeah, I see it.
No, I got a lawful arrest.
And thank you to those who are sticking with us, man. I know we've been seeing the amount of viewers go up and down, but thank you for sticking with us. If you stuck with us, please do like, share, and subscribe this video, man. And that's
thank you
basically
guys so much for
where it ended there. So we're going to go ahead and go side by side here. Okay, so then why don't you go ahead and break it down? I'm actually going to let you take center stage here, and I'm going to go take a quick restroom break here. So
100. Yeah, okay, I got you. So actually, when I had got out of jail, well, before I got out of jail, so the sergeant came to the Washoe County Jail and actually picked me up. He was like, "Can I take a look at the video that you have of the interaction between you and Hoyt?" And I was like, "Sure." You know, so we went into an interview room and he sat down, he looked at the video, he started shaking his head like, wow. And I said, yeah, wow, he arrested me for no reason. So he was like, let me go ahead and talk to the jail staff and see what we can do about your release. About 2 or 3 hours after that, they were like, England, you're up. You know, they called me up and said, yeah, that I'm basically released, had to sign some paperwork. And on our way out, they escorted me, 6 deputies escorted me to the front of the jail, and they told me, you know, we have your ride figured out for you because you told the deputies that you didn't have a ride home. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. And so they said, we had that figured out for you. So when we got outside, the sergeant that looked at the video was outside waiting for me. And yeah, he gave me a ride home. He shook my hand, gave me a ride home. During the ride, we didn't talk about the arrest at all. We talked about family, you know, things of places that we've been and things of that sort. And that's pretty much it. You know, it was a short but irritating, you know, visit to the jail there. But you know, you live and you learn. And to be honest, I'll do it again any other time. If you think that you're going to violate my rights, you know, we'll go ahead and report.
Kind of going back to Washoe County Jail and you actually being in there before talking to a supervisor and stuff like that. You made mention, again, you had dinner for you and your mom, and fresh dinner hadn't even been opened.
Stable, baby.
Officer just threw it away for you and Mama watch.
Right.
And tell them what you were offered instead of your dinner.
Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and tell you the delicacies that they had readily available for us at the Washoe County Jail. So they had some cheese that was kind of like a graham cracker. So you can break off a corner of it. You can break off a piece of cheese. It was very dry. They gave you the cheese, a piece of rye bread, and an orange. And if you wanted seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths and sixths and ninths, you can go up and you can get some more dry ass cheese, some rye bread, a slice of rye bread, and an orange or two. So yeah, definitely good food over Chinese food, of course. You know, yummy to my tummy.
And again, they probably wouldn't have fed you until probably 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
giving you a decent meal.
No, it would have been a sandwich. It would have been just a sandwich there. They said they're pretty bad there at Washoe County. So
I've heard so many bad things about just overcrowding. The Nevada system in general is basically just horrible when it comes to nutrition for these inmates. There's still people too. Shout out to Rebellion 11. He likes rye bread there. So, but you know, thank you.
Rye bread is okay.
Rye bread's okay whenever you have it with roast beef and mustard, and you know you have all the.
Yeah, you got to add a lot of stuff on it, like
dry cheese and some fruit. Yeah, water. It's just kind of BS. You know, it's just. Right. And I think one thing that we've discussed too, another thing that kind of hemmed you up in this whole thing was you had an outstanding warrant for Georgia over a traffic ticket.
Yeah,
and which is something that you couldn't, U-turn ticket, and you couldn't even. Sotelo was even humming you up on that, and go ahead and tell us about that. You got that all cleared up, right?
The U-turn ticket, yeah, I paid it.
Yeah, so the warrant's gone and everything. So in the future, you won't have that hanging over your head like a Damocles sword.
And even if I did, it's a U-turn ticket. What else am I going to be, have a warrant for?
Yeah, and they're not going to extradite you for that even.
Right. Yeah, they know that.
But and you made mention recently you were going to go out and get your driver's license. Were you able to do that?
No, it's
No.
still no driver's license. I may have to do the driving test again. They say, "Oh, we still have no record of you driving ever." Dude, I used to drive police cars. How do I not have?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they purge their systems. You never know. I mean,
Yeah, I'll get it.
was in Georgia, you know. So after you got out of jail and you quickly went to the courts and filed motions to bring some justice pro se against Officer Hoyt in this video. You wanted to go ahead and talk about that a little bit?
Well, you know what? To be honest, that that complaint and that lawsuit, I kind of like put it on hold for right now. I am seeking legal advice for that case altogether. But yeah, I just had to put it on hold for a little bit because it's like I didn't want to be confined to what the judge was saying. Like, oh, you got 1 month to get it all together and get your stuff all together. I'm like, no.
Yeah, when you do these civil rights violations pro se, they're really hard, and it's really hard for us to find a civil rights attorney. So we're reaching. One of the reasons why we wanted to do this live stream was to reach out to the public and go, hey, folks, this is a clear civil rights violation, multiple of them. Any civil rights attorney worth their grain of salt would be jumping all over this after watching these videos. And if you guys want the videos pure and uncut, please reach out to us on our channels in the contact us section. We'll be more than happy to give that information out. We need to get a good lawyer for Sacramento Community Watch, one that's willing to fight for him and get him the representation he needs in both of these arrests, the one with Hoyt, the one with Sotelo.
Right. They're obviously going to win. So
yeah. The biggest thing we would like to see is the city of Reno just to settle with him, and just say, hey, we admitted we did wrong. How do we want to go about correcting it?
Right. The sergeant picked me up from the jail. That's clear cut. Like,
I meant to cover that too. Is they gave you the clerk of courts gave you a court date, and they gave you the information like you were booked for arresting, right. And then you were going to be released on your own recognizance. Right. And then when it got closer to the court date, we were looking online and trying to find the case in the court system just in case what was going on. And it wasn't there. Yeah. And then you went to go ahead and explain what you did. You went up to the court.
Yeah, we went up to the courthouse and spoke to the court clerk, and she advised that there was no case at all. Everything was gone. I didn't have to come back to court.
Disappeared.
It wasn't even on the docket. It just disappeared totally altogether, 100%. It was gone.
And then I think she reached out on their internal chat system and asked the PD what was going on. And basically they said, oh, well, you were unarrested. I've never seen anything like that before.
Right. Yeah, and go figure, I had explained to Officer Hoyt, Christian Hoyt, Tyrant Hoyt, that, I wasn't doing anything to break the law. So why are you doing this? I kept telling him, you're making a mistake. You shouldn't do this and blah, blah, blah.
Where's your supervisor?
Right. Where's your supervisor? He still took me to jail, and the sergeant came and picked me up from the jail. And I've seen him a couple of times. He's actually a real good guy. I forgot his name, but he's a real good guy. He every time I see him, he scratches my hand and help dial up.
We want to give out shout outs to even the good officers. I mean, there's a lot of good officers on RPD, and I know Sacramento Community Watch's channel does point them out.
Like Kevin Moore, Officer Bear, he's a good guy. Officer Knox, he's a good guy. There's quite a few officers out there that's pretty. We
want to let the stars shine, and we want to let the tyrants fall.
Exactly.
We don't want them on the streets. Tyrants do not belong on the streets. Know the law, tyrant. So
we know the laws.
So and again, mind you, we've reached out to RPD on this and the city of Reno, and we have not heard anything. Our next thing is we may be going to the city of Reno during one of their open public meetings and redress our grievances with the city councilmen.
Right.
But that's something that's going on. But yeah, thanks people for watching. Exactly.
Thanks guys so much for watching.
So another thing is the Sotelo case. I'm not going to really play videos into that, but just want to kind of point out what's happening there as well. I don't really want Sacramento to talk about it too much because, I mean, he is in current litigation with the city of Reno over a misdemeanor for resisting a public officer. You've probably seen the videos on his channel. I've covered them on mine. But one thing I want to point out is, yes, we did put in a request for a media access, and we were denied by the judge 15 minutes to his arraignment, which was the first court case. So I'm going to be talking about everything that I've witnessed personally going on with his case here. So that way we can leave the legal stuff, kind of give a buffer for Sacramento's legal stuff here. So I was denied 15 minutes. I had all my camera crew kit ready with me to walk in and set up just in case they said yes, but they waited to 15 minutes before I walked in the door. It was just stupid. So he went up to the front of the judge and goes, basically had them read the fictitious information that Officer Sotelo put into the record about how he put together. And when Sacramento asked the judge about NRS, if she knew NRS 171.1233, and he kind of misspoke. He says, recording of public officials. And the judge mistook that for my media access. And she goes, no, I've already ruled on that. No, there's not going to be media. And didn't put two and two together that he was recording and that everything in the fictitious statement that Officer Sotelo put in basically said, it started off with him recording. And if you continue reading through the fictitious statement, it was all about recording. And we covered that over on Reno News Now. Please go over, like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. The ADHD Auditor, Sacramento Community Watch, and Reno News Now. Please, we need the we need the watch hours. We need the subscribers. Thank you guys for joining us in this fight. It helps with the algorithm.
Jacob, so yeah. I'm looking at the chats and somebody, where did the name go? Broad Angle, did the sergeant who took you home have a body camera on? You know what? Actually, I don't know. And I just recently requested that body camera, but because it was so long ago, it might be gone. I'm guessing it might be gone.
It might be gone. They only retain them for like 60 or 90 days. I'm thinking. I'm not 100% sure on that. So getting back to that, I wound up just taking he wound up getting assigned a public defender, Mr. Edgerton, here in Reno, Nevada. He's a wonderful lawyer. So far, we trust him as a public defender. He basically has stood behind us in what we're doing and encouraged us to keep doing what we're doing. Right. Okay. So I put in another request for media access because the way that the judge worded it was that she was unsure if First Amendment auditors were journalists. And I basically, according to the Nevada Supreme Court rules. So I basically wrote another request to overturn saying, hey, yes, we are media because everything that we do, collecting, gathering data and information and publishing it to YouTube, is a journalist. It falls under the First Amendment. And I didn't quite word it that way whenever I first turned it in. So then the judge in the case, who eventually took over the case, this was the second court case. They basically read Sacramento his rights and made sure that he knew what was going on, had the public defender there with him, and yes, Your Honor, I know why I'm here. I know what the charges are, everything like that is what Sacramento did. And then they asked me his public defender asked me to come up and asked about the media access, requesting it. So I gave my little speech, how we're wanting to keep government accountable. We're trying to bring the news and stuff like that. And, I thought I gave a good speech, but apparently because of procedure, I should have taken it to a higher court. I was denied, which I'm fine with. If that's the case, I'm fine with it. But what the judge said after that really ticked me off. And I had to bite my tongue because he said, I am not going to let you defame the Reno Police Department.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he said that.
I don't know how somebody reporting what the law states and everything that we've showed you. I have not defamed anybody. Everything that I have shown on my channels is not defamation. Defamation is lying about somebody.
Right. And then posting it.
Right. So, the only other way to defame a Reno PD is if they do so themselves.
Right. Nobody can make and help our PD look bad.
Right.
Nobody.
So Reno's making themselves look bad because they're trying to enforce this unconstitutional law.
Right.
And the thing is with this law, I've lost my train of thought. But
it's okay, brother. You got it.
Yeah. No. Apparently, Reno PD has a policy of pushing these through because they want to retain their officers. So they'll try them either which way just to get the win. And I actually did an open records request on Washoe County Sheriff's Office on the resisting a public officer. They have less than a 50% success rate on convictions for resisting a public officer. How can a law stand so long on a 50% conviction rate? And I've been trying to get the conviction rate of the Reno PD. I need to put that request back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
They denied it, saying that I had to go to the clerk of courts for that information. No, I wanted it from the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, without any redactments or anything like that.
Yeah. So at that point, after we got out of that court case, me and you went back out to the scene of the crime for Officer Sotelo's case.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out and got a 16-foot tape measure. Now, everybody knows in the auditing community, right, the golden rule is 10 foot. You should keep 10 foot back or whatever gets you the best shot, right? So
right.
You were at a point where you got what? The best shot, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So wonderful. We went out there with a 16-foot tape measure. We went to Walmart and bought one because we thought 16 foot should be enough. We weren't really thinking. I again, with ADD, I have time, place, distance.
Right.
I have hard time judging those things on face value without actually measuring it. So when we got the 16-foot tape measure wasn't enough to measure the whole distance that Officer Sotelo wanted Sacramento Community Watch to move back to. Okay, and get this: where Sacramento Community Watch was 16 feet, folks.
Yep.
60, it maxed out the tape measure. So then we went to where Sacramento Community Watch was, to where Officer Sotelo wanted him. We measured it out again. Guess how many feet that was? 16 feet again. So the officer wanted him 32 feet back, and it only took him a minute and a half to search that car. He could have searched that car by the time he went around and got over onto that side of the block. It's
right.
just absolutely stupid. And I'm
right.
surprised that the prosecuting attorneys haven't dropped this case on face value like the sergeant did.
A long time ago. The same day it happened, I'm surprised they didn't drop it.
So,
and you know what else is so funny? It took me several minutes to get up the street, which was about 2 blocks that I had to travel to get to the
crosswalk,
and then wait for the crosswalk to signal for me to walk across the street, and then back up the street to where Sotelo was standing at that supposed stolen vehicle.
Because if you would have jaywalked across the street, he would have arrested you for jaywalking.
Right. Anything. And the whole time he sat there and conspired with this woman. He may be the one, who
stole it in the first place.
Stole the car in the first place, and blah, blah, blah.
And Sotelo knew who you were. I proved it in my ADHD or my Reno News Now and ADHD channels that he knew who you were.
Right. Off bat. He knew who I was. And it's so sad, even going as far as to shine his light in broad daylight at me, giving me unlawful directives to get out the street, man. And I'm standing behind a parked vehicle.
Yeah, and he's one of those tyrants as well who thinks that just because it comes out of a law enforcement officer's mouth, it means it's a lawful order.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's a lawful order because it came out of your mouth. You have to have the power of the law behind you. You're a law enforcement officer. Know thy law, officer.
Right. Turkey shit. It's crazy. Absolutely.
So then we had a third hearing that we were going to, and we found out from our from your your public defender that he was trying to hire a private investigator, and the judge on the case wound up denying the request because of, again, procedure is what we were told. There was just so many procedure things. So we got this case stayed, or your public defender got the case stayed to April 1st, which that's the next court date that we got. And it looks like, according to the public records that we were able to obtain, through just general searching on their website, it looks like that the public investigator or the private investigator has been approved. So the private investigator is going to go back and double check our work. And we're hoping to apply the Arizona law that got struck down with that 8 feet, saying he could have been an additional 8 feet up and Sotelo could not have legally done anything.
Right. That blows my mind. Yeah.
But you were far enough back just to get the shot.
Right.
You were not intending to get any closer.
Right. And then he lied on his report saying that he told me to step back
3 times.
More than 3 times. And how many times was it actually that he told me?
And then he said it took 5 minutes for his backup to arrive. When he saw you, he called for backup. Mind you, this is stuff that we've seen from body worn camera. We're not going to show it yet, but got it all timed out and helped for the case. But it took them about 5 minutes when he initially called, when he was across the street. By the time he had Sacramento Community Watch arrested and detained at that point, I think it took him less than a minute to show up in frames. So if he would have waited just a minute and a half more, his backup would have been in there and he could have got into the car. How is that delaying and obstructing? You already knew your backup was on the way. There has been no criminal. They only have a victim who. When I saw the video, it was like the car's locked. They said that the car was locked.
Yeah, it was locked. They had to go. They tried to
go get the keys.
They had to go. Yeah.
One of the 2 victims had to go get the keys. So it's just downright stupid that he couldn't wait another minute and a half before backup arrived just so he can go digging around in a vehicle for a minute and a half. That he could have done while waiting and badmouthed you to this car victim unit or stolen car victim. It's just downright stupid.
It was a stupid, sad situation that day, and I feel like if he's going to be acting like that, like when he's out on the street dealing with the public, he should never be in a uniform ever.
Him and Hoyt, yep.
Yeah.
So folks, just to we're going to kind of wrap this thing up now. We just want to point out a few things. Hey, we would love any auditors who would love to come to Reno to come out with us. Actually coming up this weekend, I believe the 16th is our leprechaun crawl here in Reno, Nevada. The Sacramento Community Watch team will be out in force during leprechaun crawl. Please keep an eye out for us. Shout out if you see us, and we'd love to feature you in one of our videos if you're out in public. So please do say hi to us. Also, any auditors willing to join us, please reach out to us through our teams, through our communication preferences that are in our descriptions. Let's see here. Also, once we kind of get through your case on April 1st, we'll probably do another live stream as well to kind of cover this case. And if they do play the video in court of the body worn camera, we'll bring it to you guys in the live stream the next time we do it. We've been kind of working on the edits on that as well. We got so much content for you guys. Keep an eye out for Sacramento Community Watch's content. Again, please like and share, subscribe to this video. Please get us in touch with any attorneys who would be willing to take on either of these cases or both. We would love to see him get the help that he deserves and get the justice that he so deserves as well. Is there anything else, man, that you want to say? Shout out to all your fans. Anything?
No, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for the support, the love. Thank you so much, you guys. This is the fight, a never-ending fight, obviously, and we're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna be out there recording, community watch, bringing you more content. Recording law enforcement, any type of medical calls, fires, it doesn't matter. We're going to be out there recording and making sure we bring you guys more content. So.
Yep, and we're going to make sure that when we're out there doing our thing, that we make sure people's rights are respected, folks. Again, I wind up. I'm watch commander of Sacramento Community Watch. I have built what I've called a qualified immunity buster. It basically has every law that they try to hem up auditors on here in Nevada. I have it in these little books. I hand them out to our friends. They have Chili DeCastro's trifold in them as well. We make sure that our auditors are armed with knowledge to make sure that they know the law better than the cops and can go, boom, here's the law, officer. How am I breaking it? Now, the unfortunate thing is I met Sacramento Community Watch over the first video, and I gave him one of my qualified immunity busters. And man, the second one was Sotelo. You didn't have it on you because it was an impromptu, just walking out of your house and just, it happened to be there and you weren't prepared to do the audit. But now we make sure that we have those qualified immunity busters in people's hands, because again, you have to educate the law enforcement officer on your rights. You have to clearly establish them. You have to invoke them.
Bam.
You have to invoke them and stick by them. I plead the fifth. I don't answer questions. If you ask me another question, officer, I will consider it a violation of my Fifth Amendment right. Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Fourth Amendment is protection of your documentation.
Right.
Illegal search and seizure. So, but yeah, exercise your rights, folks. Know your rights. Learn them. Wield them like a double-edged sword. Be careful on how you use them. And if you do address your grievances with your government, please do so responsibly and respectfully as much as you can.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Silent Auditor, and You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties as well. Check out their YouTube channels as well for us, please.
Yeah, they were with us during Zombie Crawl. But yeah, Zombie Crawl. Oh, I do have an update on that. The person that we live streamed who got hit in the head at the store. Little update on that. I want to give an update on that real quick. It looks like they dropped his case.
Of course they did.
I can't find his case anywhere. And just so you guys are aware what happened there real quick, this guy got hit in the head by a store owner. He got assaulted by the store owner. The security guard grabbed him up, threw him outside, and we were outside recording police in the course of their duty under NRS 171.1233. We seen the assault. We flagged down the officers. Hey, we got an assault going on over here. And then they throw the guy out of the store. The security guard does, and then the security guard goes back into the hands of the cops. The cops detain him. Then the security guard goes back into the store, grabs his mask and a bunch of cash, and goes, "What's the cash?" So he's the security guard's already tampered with the evidence, and because they charged him with petty theft. And what wound up happening was they took him to jail, and then while we were sitting there and he was detained, we were waiting for the cops to approach us and ask us what happened. We flagged them down. We told them what was going on.
We actually got to the call before they did.
We got to the call before they did. We were videotaping the whole thing. And it wasn't until after they arrested him that an officer goes, "Oh, that's all evidence. They recorded the crime. That's all evidence. We need that." And it's like, nope. NRS
171.1233. Right.
We have the right to retain our media. We have the right to film comments. And yeah, and looking into his case again, because I was trying to bring it back up. I was trying to reach out to the victim's daughter, and she never answered back. But yeah, it looks like the case was dropped because we provided the evidence to the defendant, the person who got assaulted. We supplied that to them. So the police eventually got that information. I live streamed it. I even told the officer, it's out on the internet. Go get it. Go get it. It's out on the internet. YouTube, YouTube.com at Reno News Now. Go find it.
Yeah, that was super funny.
Yeah. Oh, so
I sent you. I can reach out to you guys.
I sent you a short.
Yeah, I've seen it already. I've seen it.
I'm going to post that here shortly. But yeah, no, I own that RPD officer that night. He's like, nope, you're not getting it. I was about ready to bust out the QIB too, but yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that was hilarious. He tried. It was a good try on behalf of RPD that day.
Yeah, but Zombie Crawl and Santa Crawl were two totally different crawls. So I'm excited to see what's happening with Leprechaun Crawl. Leprechaun Crawl, St. Patty's, that's a drinking holiday almost
What
as
day is
big as
that?
the 16th.
16th. Okay.
Oh yeah, let me pull it up here real quick. Let me.
So today's the 12th, right?
Today is the 12th. Reno Crawl.
Oh, by the way, I got the FOIA request from RPD, and they said that they need additional time so they can make redactments and stuff like that.
That's probably normal. Let me go ahead and present. Hold on a second. Share screen. Reno Crawl. Okay. So give me just a second here. I need to. Yeah, so it's 3/16 is when the Leprechaun crawls at. Let's see here. Got it on a screen that I can see it. So yeah. And they got future crawls too. They got it all planned all the way out to Zombie Crawl.
April 27th, Margarita Day, June 1st.
For those who don't know what happens here, folks, is we have what they call crawls in Reno, where a lot of the downtown bars and casinos participate in, where you buy a $12 cup between 8 o'clock in the evening and 2 o'clock the next morning. You go around and they give you specials on all these bars and
in the downtown Reno area.
And so yeah, like here, 5-star saloon, $4 long drink blue. The drinks are like $4 to $5, $8, and they got some party, 3 for $20.
Hey, they got some deals up in there.
Yeah, and these are just all the different bars within the Reno downtown area. And what we do as a team is basically just go out and make sure that Reno PD is, and everybody that's out there is having a safe, fun, and their rights are respected. And hopefully we can
control the whole area.
We control the whole area.
On foot.
And as you can see, Chief there has on his radio. We have radios. You heard us talking into radios. We're just keeping people accountable. That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways,
if anybody ever needs like medical attention or anything like that, and if PD is very, if they're needed or it's evident, then we will get PD out as well. But for the most part, we make sure everybody's safe. Even police officers, we make sure everybody's safe.
Yeah, because
they may need help too.
The only thing that really stops a crime is a good guy with a camera.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we were out auditing one day, and a fight was about to break out, and I pulled out my camera and was recording it, and they were going, "Why are you recording us?" I go, "In case you guys do anything stupid."
Right.
That's
what you call a real community watch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
People out here get real, crazy, not just here in Reno, but all over the world. So, somebody has to bring out the camera and keep it recording.
Well,
60 frames per second.
Yes. 60 frames of second of death. Yes. Well, folks, it's about 11 o'clock our time. I got work in the morning, and the only thing I want to ask you folks to do,
I'm off tomorrow.
Go to our channels, like, share, and subscribe. Sacramento Community Watch, Reno News Now, the ADHD Auditor. That's where I post my unfiltered content, stuff that I just let it run out so you guys can watch what I recorded. But again, Reno News Now is more of our news portion. Sacramento Community Watch is more of our community watch and police watching channel. So please subscribe to us. We love to see you on the divisions. Yes, we have different divisions, and we're growing the Northern Nevada 1A community. We want to grow into the West. We encourage people to reach out to us and help us build this community and make it what it needs to be. And we need to get some legal eagles on our team as well. So please reach out to us. Please donate through CashApp as well. We haven't quite monetized yet, but we would love to get to that point. And again, thank you, YouTube and First Amendment auditing community. Shout out to all the auditors out there in the world. And you guys
Shout out to everybody. Thank you for the love.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Yeah.